When I was a kid, my parents built me a treehouse in the woods. And they said, hey, why don't you try to sleep down here for the night? I was like, all right, that sounds pretty cool. So I slept out for the first night. It was a lot of fun. I ended up sleeping out there the next night after that, until finally my parents had to tell the cops where they left me.
I remember when I was a kid, I celebrate Christmas, and I came up with a plan to capture Santa Claus. When we put out the milk and cookies, I spiked the milk with sleeping pills to knock him out. If that didn't work, I also put laxatives in the cookies, so he gets stuck on the toilet. Now, when I woke up the next morning, I didn't find Santa Claus, but I did find my dad sleeping on the floor, covered in his own poop. It was the strangest thing, because the milk and cookies weren't even touched. I got a little more jaded and cynical about Christmas as I got older. When I was about 16, I bought an easy bake oven for my sister. And my mom and I were wrapping presents. And as we're wrapping them, she put "From Santa" on the gift tag. And I said, I bought that gift, why are you putting "From Santa"? She's like, well, we need more gifts, from Santa under the tree. And I said, if we're going to give credit to people who aren't here, why don't you say "From Dad" on some of those? One thing my dad and Santa Claus have in common is that by the age of 12, I stopped believing I'd see them in my house. Merry Christmas.
Having kids is kind of risky because kids ruin everything, plane rides, movies, marriages. I've been married to my wife for almost 3 years now, and just last month I had my first baby. My wife was super pissed when she found out about that. I also perform music in addition to comedy, and I can say performing comedy is a lot riskier because even if I have a bad set musically, I'll at least get a pity clap from the audience. But if I tell a bad joke, the audience just silently stares at me with a look of disappointment that reminds me a little too much of my dad after Little League games. Just kidding. My dad never came to Little League games. When I was a kid, I got in a fight at school. My mom was super pissed. She was so mad she even yelled at me. She said, you know what, I'm not even going to deal with you right now. Just wait till your father gets home. Let me tell you guys something. Waiting for my dad to come home, longest 20 years of my life. I remember thinking, how can a man just abandon his family like that? Then I had a kid and I was like, oh, I get it. Makes a lot of sense. I actually almost didn't come out tonight because I've been living in a pretty dark place recently. Some of my friends say it's my own fault, it's the choices I made. Others say it's because I didn't pay my electric bill. I had a friend who hired actress Emma Stone to assassinate Larry Bird and his brother Jim. I asked him why. He said he just wanted to kill two birds with one stone.